Everything inside a great outdoors on our anniversary show. You're number 13. I like 13. That's a good number.
That was my number when I played baseball when I was a kid. I used to love number 13.
Yeah, I did too. People say, "Oh, that's unlucky." Oh, we got a listener wants a question about a dog. Good morning.
Hi. I wanted to say something about your dog's hind quarter problem, and we had a lab that had that issue. Dogs need their nutrition just like humans do, and the primary problem that aging mammals have is simply the digestion starts to fail. The stomach is no longer producing adequate amounts of hydrochloric acid. The pancreas isn't producing adequate enzymes. And then the food that the animals are eating, and likely there's issues with bile flow as well. And the food that the dogs eat is just dead food. It hasn't got any enzymes, and so the body can't really digest it as it did when the dog was
Younger.
a puppy.
Yeah.
So you have to start adding. And I do this. I think it's the most important single supplement that anyone over the age of 50 can take is simply digestive enzymes with cooked food religiously. Raw food, vegetables, and fruits have enzymes in them, and they will almost digest themselves. But cooked food needs help when your digestive enzymes and HCl aren't up to par. So I would recommend strongly supplementing your dog's diet with a good comprehensive enzyme formula that has protease and amylase and lipase for fats. And that should help the dog absorb the nutrients from the food and assist his digestion, and he's probably having a lot of difficulty, and that's causing him a lot of discomfort and pain as well. Now, as far as the bones, vitamin C, you got to be careful. The store brands are made from genetically modified cornstarch, and it's not real vitamin C. So with that being said, the reason that probably helps is that vitamin C helps the body to produce collagen. Now, you can buy collagen hydrolysate with collagen peptides for not a lot of money and put a scoop of that into his food. And another would be, and I take these myself because I'm 66. And I take these, and they've helped reverse osteoporosis and joint problems that I've had in the past. Another is MSM, and you can get that as a powder. And these will help to rebuild and restore the joint function.
So how did you learn all this?
I studied nutrition for years, sir.
Oh.
Just like I've studied weather modification for years as well.
Sir?
So I look into these things, and I don't just say things. I do a lot of research before I offer an opinion about something.
Yeah.
But one thing that I discovered, and it's a really, really good idea, is especially chicken bone broth, which has collagen, which has MSM, and it has hyaluronic acid, which is the gel that cushions the joints.
Mm-hmm.
And it has a lot of goodies in there that help restore and rebuild connective tissue and joints. And also, one more thing I would add is a good comprehensive mineral supplement with all your trace minerals and calcium. Everything you need to build bones, that dog needs, and needs on a regular basis, and it needs to be able to digest and assimilate those things
Yeah.
so that the body can actually take that, and I can guarantee you that'll help.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
I'm on a fixed income. I can't afford a lot of things, but I can't afford not to do these things for myself, because otherwise I would have real problems. And one more suggestion I might add: fluoride will destroy bone structure. And I had to get, that was one of the things I had to learn to get out of my water when I discovered I had osteoporosis, because there is a link to that. And so the only way I could effectively find to get fluoride out of the tap water is to distill the water.
Yeah.
And I have a home countertop distiller I run every day,
Yeah.
and that gets everything out.
Yeah. Well,
And so I don't have that attacking.
yeah.
Fluoride is extremely volatile. It's the most negative of all of the elements. It's very caustic, and it competes with every other mineral for dominance. And so if you can no longer give your dog tap water, but some other kind of water that doesn't have, and also chlorine is in there too, and that will destroy the gut biome.
Yeah. The one thing what I did see years ago, I had a husky, and I don't know what he had, but I know that he struggled to walk. Okay?
Yeah.
And we were freeze drying shark cartilage at the time for a company that was doing research, whatever, on, but I'm thinking it was more for humans. I don't remember. Anyways, I gave him this shark cartilage because we had tons of it. We were doing.
Yeah, well, that's got a lot of stuff in there that will, sure.
Yeah.
That was popular about 20 years ago.
Right.
Shark cartilage
Right.
was
And this
sold
we did
right
this
and left.
before. This was before this happened. Before.
Well, that's why I said the bone broth, because the cartilage cooks off into the bone broth, and so you're going to get all of that in the chicken bone broth, and that'll help. One more thing I'll add: the dog needs, just like people, it needs a good probiotic as well.
The thing is, what I wanted to finish is, so I started giving, sprinkling the shark cartilage on his food. He turned into a puppy.
Sure.
He jumped, and it worked for, I bet, another 2 years. I mean, I didn't constantly give it to him, but then it came back, and I gave it to him then, and it didn't work. So he just, I guess, got too old or whatever. But we appreciate all your input.
Yeah, thank you.
We're up against
Yeah,
the break.
yeah. I mean, this stuff works.
Yeah.
I can tell you because I do it myself.
Well, you would know, so.
Yeah, there's a veterinarian out there that is a nutritionist. I forget his name now, but he kind of goes along the track what this lady was talking about.
Yeah.
And some of his stuff I think is of
Valid.
benefit.
Yeah.
Now, some of it, you can overdo it with a lot of those products, and some of it's a kind of a waste of money. Years ago, remember you'd see a dog it'd poop in the grass, and after about 3 days, that poop would turn white. You remember that?
Sort of, yeah.
They were putting too much calcium in the food.
Oh.
And then it'd dry out, and you'd have all that calcium in the bowel movement, and it'd turn white. So they don't put as much calcium in it now as they used to.
Yeah.
It's not necessary.
Oh. Huh. Interesting. But why does a dog smell where he either pees or poops?
It's just part of their nature,
Are they? What are they checking for? Anything?
They're just checking that everything's okay,
Yeah.
They
But you can't read into that if they think it's good or bad.
They probably can.
But there's no way for you.
They sniff, the dogs, that's the way they interpret things with their nose.
Yeah, yeah.
We don't smell that good.
Right.
It's like a bear. Bears use their nose to do everything.
Sure.
Those polar bears, they can smell underwater.
Wow.
That's how the Indians knew that the settlers were coming. They could smell them.
They probably could.
Are you being serious?
I'm being serious.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because their diet was so different and their body odor was prevalent back in those days.
Yeah.
They didn't bathe very often back then.
Yeah.
Bathing was looked at as a unhealthy thing to do.
Yeah.
And it probably is.
Got to keep those little microbes and stuff on you.
Yeah.
To help fight disease, and you get exposed to things, and sort of like contagion theory. It's
Cooties.
So
are
if
good.
there would be a way, you could really learn a knot if there was a way for the dog to communicate to you that he's feeling good or bad about what he just smelled. Wow.
Well, they use dogs to detect cancer in people.
Well, look.
That's why Barron likes you so much, Joe, because you smell funny.
Smells
like a Wolverine.
Nothing smells worse than a Wolverine, let me tell you.
They're pretty strong.
Well,
they're strong.
Michiganders do,
Yeah, and they're a vicious animal, but they're a fun animal to watch. How they lope along the shore.
You're going to very, very seldom see a Wolverine in a zoo.
Oh, really?
They're terrible animals.
Okay, well, we got to take a break. You're listening to Inside the Great Outdoors on our anniversary show. And thank you, B, for all that info. Appreciate your taking the time. And we'll take a short break and be back.
The band has begun.
Yeah.
The Pennsylvania polka. Pick out your partner and join in the fun. The Pennsylvania